Aloha friends, dreamers, multidimensional travelers within this beautiful holographic matrix. This is Brendan and thank you so much for tuning into this video. This is going to be another team tarot card reading that we do here through my channel, and we are broadcasting this live originally on Facebook. So in the meantime, I am just going to shuffle these cards, charge the deck as we allow a couple minutes for people to be able to join. And yeah, essentially what it is that you are watching, for those of you who may be tuned in, first of all, of course, welcome. Thank you so much for checking this out. What we're going to be doing another team tarot card reading. And essentially the idea behind this is, you know, the way how tarot works is that through the beautiful power of divination, if you want to call it that, through the power of shuffling cards and picking one out randomly, it's the opportunity for the universe to be able to communicate to us through the language of symbols. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to just be charging the deck here, and then in the next moment, I'm just going to be pulling out a card, and then we're going to be reading from the book, going to be looking at some of the insights. I'm going to be talking about how this kind of reflects within the bigger picture of the Paradigm Shift Central project, which is again all about building a global team of shifters, people who are actively helping assist with the shift in consciousness. So if that sounds like something that you're into, then congratulations, you have found us, you are in the right spot. So when we do this, what I'm going to do, you know, this is like instructions for anybody who might be doing tarot in their own way. I instruct people to have a basic intention, and then maybe some sort of guidance they're seeking, but at the very basic level, I just encourage people to have the intention of show us what we need to see. Show me what I need to see. So again, this tarot card reading, it's as much for yourself as it is for the entire collective, and drawing in that intention, it's a very interesting thing because the universe is like, okay, cool, let's pick a card for the team, you know, that's the container that we're creating. So we're going to do that. We're going to pull a card in the next second, and of course, if you're watching this on Facebook in the future, be sure to jump over to my YouTube channel over at Skull Babylon, and just a couple quick plugs. Check us out also on twitch.tv/Paradigm Shift Central if you haven't yet. And of course, another very important thing that we have to mention is that I am now providing private tarot card reading and intuitive reflection sessions for people in the community. So of course, I'm going to keep doing these ones for the community, but if you're specifically looking for some guidance in your path and you want to be able to talk to me personally, if you're seeking some coaching, if you want to be able to just like chat and do a tarot card reading, and then similar to this, we'll do some intuitive reflection. And again, you can like literally talk to me about things that whatever you're doing. And it's a really cool opportunity. We've been doing this for not too long. I've been doing it for free, like outside of the internet for a while, but now we're providing it online for people who are interested, and the feedback has been great. And thank you so much for those of you who have already taken part in this. And you can do that simply by sending me a message, and they are available as a pay what you wish method between $5 and $15 US. So I keep it as affordable as I can while still honoring the value of my time and being able to help support you guys in the process. So if you're interested in that, all you gotta do is send me a direct message. But nonetheless, let's get right into this, and we're gonna keep this one under half hour because I actually have a tarot reading session right after I'm done this. I'm going on a call with someone else. So let's do this. Okay, actually I'm just gonna charge it just a little bit more. So just invite you guys to just kind of like take a moment here to breathe with me. Just relax. And we'll pull a card now. So it's really interesting how this always happens. So as we become like a clear channel, then it allows the messages to come through in more, with more clarity, with more potency. So in this moment, just inviting you to hold space with me. And again, just inviting us to invite the universe to show us what we need to see. So oh great universe, show us what we need to see. Boop. Okay, and today's big card is, can you feel it? Can you feel what the card is? Bonus points if you can already guess it before you even see it. One last chance, what is it? Okay, sweet. Awesome. Queen of Flames. So give me 1 second here. We're going to pull this up inside of the book. And again, for those of you who are interested, this the deck that we are using is the Ananda Tarot deck. You're going to be looking at that. It's going to be backwards because I'm filming this off Facebook. It does that. But again, that's, you know, for those of you who are interested. So let's take a look at this card. Look at it, meditate on it, and again, you know, add your interpretation down below as to what it might mean to you. What do you see even just within the image of this card? So thank you again everyone for tuning into this, and yeah, I'll do some more plugs as we keep going, but let's focus in on this. Queen of Flames. So like close your eyes, listen, meditate on this, absorb it. I'll hit upon some key notes as we go through. Queen of Flames, the image. A graceful female being in a standing position lovingly reaches towards the glowing center of a shining light. Meaning, in the Queen of Flames, a female aspect of the fire element is presented. Through the connection of the fire and water elements, humans are capable of deep emotions. The passionate components of the fire element and the depth of feeling of the water element bring forth an empathetic yet dominant being. I'm going to reread that part. The passionate components of the fire element and the depth of feeling of the water element bring forth an empathetic yet dominant being. The Queen of Flames indicates yielding to life, advancing powers, and developing courage and self-confidence, thereby preserving a gentle nature. In spite of deep sensitivity, inner strength is an expression of the zest for life and joy. Openness for new things and courage for change characterize a nature that is constantly in motion. Being adventuresome, which is more fickle than permanent, characterizes a temperament that is subject to change, that is subject to constant change without losing its peaceful nature. So I'm going to reread that. Being adventuresome, which is more fickle than permanent, characterizes a temperament that is subject to constant change without losing its peaceful nature. While the powers of fire rise above, the movement of water goes in the opposite direction. From these apparently opposite principles, however, willpower and sensitivity blend into a deeper spiritual gift that spreads far beyond the waves of passionate feeling. The Queen of Flames brings the ability to create one's own destiny creatively. Astrological significance: Sun, Moon, Sagittarius, water, and fire elements. Key words: sincerity, life force, self-confidence, joy, passion, self-respect, openness, self-determination. Traditional meaning: fiery temperament, zest for life, love of freedom, enthusiasm, dominance, adventurousness. Awesome. So this is a really cool card. I'm always a big fan of the Queen cards. Oftentimes the Queen cards, what they do, they kind of blend multiple elements. So like different, like the Queen of Spheres is like water and earth. In this case, the Queen of Flames is, again, it's the flame, but it's the water. Because oftentimes we associate the water element with the female. It's kind of like that intuitive perception of the world. So in this card, you know, again, like whenever we pull a card, it's not so much about like, hey, this is like telling us your future. It's more so showing us, it's holding up a mirror so that we can see a part of ourselves. So every card in this deck is a part of us. And every time we pull a card, it's the opportunity for the universe to be like, hey, like, this is a part of you. Remember that. Maybe there's an element to it that might be, is something that we can evoke in the coming future to help us kind of tap into more awareness, more consciousness as we move forward on our path. So the Queen of Flames, to me, as I interpret this, and again, you know, what is your interpretation of it? The Queen of Flames is, again, it's about like yielding the power of passion and decision-making and adventurousness and zest for life, yet doing it with that intuitive spiritual awareness, that spiritual connection to things. And so this is kind of like really about being able to develop a sense of confidence as we continue to move forward on our life path with a degree of like zest, with a degree of lust for life in that sense. So I mean, oftentimes we think about the word lust, sometimes that has a relation to like indulging in things like that. But zest for life is really about like us kind of tapping into our divine nature to seek experience, to seek new beginnings, to seek new adventures, to seek new flavors. And that's really a big part about why we're here, you know, as humans, as soul. We come onto this earth plane to learn as much as it is to literally just experience, and it's through the experiences that we also learn. So this card, I feel, again, you know, tying it in with like the bigger picture of like what it means to be a shifter, what it means to be a part of the shift in consciousness. This is really encouraging us to tap into that fire, to like notice, you know, what is our heart desiring. So I ask you this, you know, like what makes your heart sing? What is it that you really want? What is it that you really want to get out of life? Be it adventures for yourself, be it art that you want to create, be it community that you want to build, be it, you know, progression that you want to make within yourself. And then to be able to move forward in that direction with the intuitive awareness that you are guided, with the intuitive awareness of being able to like pay attention to the signs that are taking place around you. So it's really about, again, you know, it's about tapping into the water element. And what is the water element? The water element is all about our feelings. It is all about almost like, you know, the soul, spiritual, subconscious, and higher conscious aspects of ourself. And to be able to just like develop like that, like, yeah, like water is oftentimes associated with like kind of like psychic abilities in a sense. And again, you know, you think about that, like water is literally throughout everything, right? Water is in itself like almost like the ocean that we are in, you know, the ocean of energy that we are in. It's inescapable in a sense. Like where there is water, there is life. And so in that sense, like by connecting to the water within ourselves, we literally connect to the entire grid. We literally connect to the entire like matrix field in that sense. So again, this is about being the queen of flames. What does that mean to you? What does it mean for you to hold your flame, yet to do it in a very, and I don't just want to say feminine way, but in a very kind of like mindful, intuitive, gentle, calming, aware, confident way. And so, again, you know, openness for new things and the courage for change characterize a nature that is constantly in motion. So you think about the characteristics of the flame. The flame is, you know, I love saying this about the flame, you know, like the flame is like, it's never the same flame twice. It is always moving. And in the flame is like this crazy thing when you think about it. When you go and you look at a flame, like you look at it, it's like the one thing in this reality that's like constantly like trying to like, it's the closest thing to nothing that's constantly trying to be something. So it's constantly just like boom 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 boom, like flashing in and out of reality. You know, like water can look very calm and everything like that, but like the flame is always about like, you know, like kind of like impulse, decision, excitement, joy, love, zest, lust, you know. And again, like all of those things are a part of us. So listen to the flame inside of you. And you know, and again, like this is, we talked about this in another card where you can also associate the flame as being like the root. It's like the flame is kind of like happening at the root, and that's the fire inside of us. And so we want to kindle that fire, and then that fire flames and stokes our heartbeat. And so it's about, and the heartbeat is often associated, again, like with the intuitive senses, with that sort of empathetic connection. So this card, I feel, is a very important card to be able to remind us to be adventurous, yet to also walk on our adventure with an intuitive knowledge of knowing that we are guided, of knowing that whatever we adventure, like this is a beautiful part of life. You could literally pick up your things tomorrow and go hitchhiking on like some crazy adventure. You could go somewhere you don't even know, and yet you will still be guided. And if you're open to that, you'll be able to read the signs. You'll be able to develop that language with the universe. And so like that's a beautiful thing, because oftentimes, you know, we think about adventure and we're just like, I have no idea what I'm doing, maybe this won't work out. But what if wherever you go, you are guided? And so the flame is the idea of being able to follow your heart passion, to feel the call to want to go on those adventures in whatever way it is. You know, like maybe it's like hanging out with a new group of friends. Maybe it's, you know, like going downtown for a night and doing free hugs. You know, like maybe it's like starting on a new project that you really feel called to do. You're just like, there's a fire inside me and I need to listen to it, and it's telling me to do something, and I'm gonna do it. But I'm not just gonna do it as a reckless fire. I'm not just gonna like burn the landscape. I'm gonna do it with the balance of water. So again, this card is about balance. It's about being able to acknowledge how to create that balance in ourselves, how to be able to fulfill our heart desires, to be able to like listen to that part of us as naturally just like, wow, this is, you know, like I want that in life, you know, like this is that desire, right? Yet to do it in a calming, aware, intuitive way while still being like really excited about it. So again, you know, Keywords: sincerity, life force, self-confidence, joy, passion, self-respect, openness, self-determination. So the last thing I'll just kind of hit upon with this card is reminding ourselves that as we embody these characteristics within ourselves, that idea, like this type of personality is contagious. This type of personality is the one where people will like, you know, they'll see someone, like this is the type of personality of someone who would be like the leader of like a multi-million-dollar business or something like that. They're like, holy crap, like that guy's like so, or that guy or girl is like so on fire, yet they're so calm. Like what, like how do they create that? How do they create that within themselves? And to realize that, you know, as we do that, as we create the balance of fire and water within ourselves, others see that. And that's a very powerful archetype. This is a very powerful archetype for someone who would want to be a leader in a community. For someone who's going to have the fire to like make decisions, to get things done, to say like, yes, this is what we should do. This is what we can do. And let's do it, but let's do it intelligently. Let's do it with wise decision making. Let's do it with confidence and with determination. Let's do it knowing that it's okay to make mistakes. And like that's like another thing that I'll just kind of like hit upon is that, you know, like the fiery and the zest and stuff like that, like what holds us back from that? You know, sometimes it's like, ooh, I don't want to do that because I'm afraid to make a mistake. Understandably so. But the water is telling us that where there are mistakes, there are lessons. So listen to the fire inside of you, move forward, be aware of the lessons that are there, have like the intuitive awareness that water is kind of reflecting, and to move forward and to be a badass. You know, again, like it's like just bringing it back to that theme. Like this card, like the Queen of Flames, like ooh man, like that's a badass archetype. And again, this is inside of you. All of these cards that we see, all of these cards that we see as ourselves, like it's because it's us. You know, it's the major arcana. It's the reflections of who we are. So I invite you to activate and to reflect first and foremost on what does it mean for you to activate the Queen of Flames within yourself. The one who is going to, you know, like really live out that love of freedom, that desire to experience what life has to offer, yet to not do it in a reckless way. Because sometimes, you know, if we do that, we'll feel like our fire might get out of control. You know, and that's where you get into like impulsive bad habits. That's where you get into like, you know, like indulging and stuff like that. You know, like, oh, well, I've got a zest for cheesecake, right? And you're just like, I'm just going to eat this cheesecake because this is the best thing ever. And the fire is just like, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this. But then that's where the water comes in and it's just like, yeah, let's balance that out. Let's get wise about this. Like, right? Like, you know, like let's make a higher choice in this decision making to put the cheesecake aside, right? So like, go out there, have fun, create, be artistic, be caring, be a leader in your community, and be determined in knowing that you are intuitively guided and to use your intuition while making those choices. So think about that. What does it mean to make a choice as both like the water and the fire? Those are a very powerful balance. You know, that's a classic male, female, yin, yang, black, white duality. So the fire and water is inside of all of us. And this card is, again, just reminding us and reminding us of how not only to activate it, but reminding us of why we would want to activate that. To experience what this life has to offer, but to do it in a mindful way. To get the zest that we seek, and yet to be able to receive the lessons on our path. To step forward with the courage and confidence, and to be able to grow in the process. To not be reckless, yet to not be, you know, but to still be adventurous in that sense. So there may be points where you're just like, I don't know what to expect from this. This is a little bit scary. But the heart, the water, will be like, that's okay. You can take this step anyways, because you are a divine being, and exactly whatever choice you make is the right choice for you. And as long as you're able to receive the lessons, that's awesome. And then you keep growing from there, and then you get wiser, and you get more badass, and you become more of a leader, you become more embodied, and people see that, and that's what creates the ripple effect, and it helps all of us wake up. So, Queen of Flames right there. Again, you know, zest for life, love of freedom, enthusiasm, adventurousness. That is very much, you know, we need that. We need more people who are living out their adventure and inviting others to live out their adventure as well. Your life is your journey. You are the own hero. You are the hero of your own journey. This card is reminding you of that. And yeah, you are guided and you are protected and you are loved and you are badass. So Queen of Flames, the badass archetype within us all. So much love. Awesome. Leave some comments down below, guys, as to what the Queen of Flames means to you. I know there's lots of comments coming through on the Facebook, so I just want to give a huge shout out in general to anybody commenting on this. And please feel free to share this video, tag some friends. Absolutely, that's a great way to be able to help support the channel. And again, if you haven't yet, go over to my YouTube at youtube.com/SkullBabylon. You can check it there, and also you can support on Patreon. I'll just do a quick plug for that. Quick deal, if you're signing up on Patreon, you can get a 2-for-1 session for me if you're doing the personal tarot reading and intuitive reflection sessions. So if you want to like already get one of those, sign up for the Patreon. It's only $3 to $5 a month at patreon.com/Brendan Culton. And when you sign up, you also get your shifter booster kit, which comes with awesome shift buttons. And like I was downtown the other day doing free tarot card readings for people and like giving out shift buttons so like when people come up, and it's a great way to be able to connect with your community. And you can do free tarot readings and give out free hugs and shift buttons where you are today. And again, each shift button has the Paradigm Shift Central website on the rim, and you can do that. And within your shifter booster kit, last plug, I know it's okay, this isn't even like a shameless plug, this is like totally like, oh, I guess it is a shameless plug, but again, you know, this is supporting the community and sharing with you guys the awesome things that we got to offer. Within each shifter booster kit also comes your exclusive Light Guardian crystal pendant, and again, check that out at patreon.com/Brendan Culton. And if you aren't yet, follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/Mystic Spider-Man. The Instagram's blowing up there. We're almost at 10K likes. And in general, we'll do a short meditation in the next minute, and then we're going to wrap it up. And then I got my next session at 12. And again, just reminding you guys that there's a lot more happening within the Paradigm Shift Central project. You can go to paradigmshiftcentral.com. Stay tuned for information on upcoming broadcasts. We're kind of in like a little bit of a transition phase where we're getting things reorganized and we're getting things into a new format with a new schedule for upcoming broadcasts. But there's a lot of awesome opportunities to be able to interact and get involved. So thank you so much for tuning into this, guys. And again, please continue your conversations down below as to what this card means to you, or even, you know, leave a little affirmation to yourself as to like what adventures you're going to go on. You know, like what is it that you want to manifest embodying the Queen of Flames. So I'll just invite you guys right now as you go about, you know, let this card, wherever you're watching it, you're probably watching it in the future also as well. But if you're watching this at like the beginning of the week, carry this wisdom with you through the week. That's part of the intention why we do this. This is the wisdom coming through for the universe to be like, yeah, you know, like this is, you know, it's August right now. The sun's still hot. Adventure is still out there to be had. This is a great card to be able to receive right now. So go out there in your community, get engaged, take action, be a shifter, evoke synchronicity, plant seeds, help accelerate the shift. And you already are. So let's take a moment here, close our eyes. We'll just take a couple breaths together and do a short micro meditation, and then we'll wrap this up. So again, gentle inhales through the nose. Gentle exhales through the nose and the mouth. Gentle inhales through the nose. Gentle exhales through the nose and the mouth. As you continue to breathe in this moment, just imagine, just right below your heart, just almost at your solar plexus, imagine there, visualize this, a little yin-yang, and yet this yin-yang is created of both a fire element and a water element. And just imagine it gently spinning there in your solar plexus. And as you continue to breathe, it just continues to gently rotate. And simply by bringing our awareness to this, we bring our awareness to these elements within us so that we can foster them, so that we can kindle them, so that we can continue to be able to utilize the gifts and the energies that they have to be able to share throughout our being, throughout our day-to-day lives. So again, just continue to breathe here. And as you do, almost just imagine with each breath, just kind of pulling energy, moving energy from this fire, water, yin-yang through our body. Can you feel what it's like? Think about this. Can you feel what it's like to be both fire and water at the same time? Can you feel that? And more so, can you feel what the intersect of the two is like? Can you feel the Vesica Pisces of fire and water? What is that? So fully honoring fire as fire, fully honoring water as water, and yet observing and acknowledging this third type of element created by the two, which in itself opens up into the other elements. So each combination of elements is a key to another element. So let's take a couple breaths here. Focusing on that, feeling it move through your body. Feeling any activation sensations moving up through the spine. Gentle breaths. And so as the fire and water activates us, activates within us all, let us continue to stand extra tall so that our beacon can shine bright, so that we can be seen as another light for all of us to continue to move forward as we dance through the night. For our path is not our own, for our journey has only just begun, as we continue to bring forth the eternal wisdom of the Son, and of the Mother, and of the Father, and of the Daughter as well, for all the things that allow us to transcend our own personal hells, because this is heaven on earth, and it is our journey to make it what we choose, to be able to go on the adventures and to know that we cannot lose that which is divinely ours, that which has always been, the eternal remembrance of our divine cosmic kin. And so the fire and the water that is inside of you and I will always continue to burn and will always continue to shine with no reason to ask why. And yet when we utilize this flame and when we create the stream for the water to flow, we allow the directions to move us forward to all the places in which we shall go as we bring forth our love into this world, as we bring forth our courage to be seen, as we allow ourselves to co-create as dreamers within this dream. Aho. Whew, feeling any activation sensations up the spine? Actually, that activation sensation of the spine, that's a very fire watery feeling, because it's like a flow of electricity in a sense, or a flow of tingling fire. So that's very cool to notice. So just take a couple more breaths here. Gentle breath. Remember that fire, water, yin yang is in you. Carry it with you throughout your day, throughout your week, with awareness. And gently, when you're ready, open your eyes, return your awareness to the space around you. Awesome. All right, well, thank you again, everyone, so much for tuning into this. It's an honor to be able to do this with you. And again, my name is Wolf, Brendan, aka Skull Babylon, aka Skull Wolf. Thank you once again for tuning into this beautiful broadcast. Your mission from here, to bring the awareness in, to expand and share the joy of life without, and to invite others to be a part of this beautiful journey that we are on, to help remind them of the journey that we are on, to continue to plant those seeds, to shift those paradigms. That is the game. The game is to be able to help accelerate the shift. So thank you for playing along. And as always, keep it shifty. We will see you guys in the future. Check out more at ParadigmShiftCentral.com. Support on Patreon. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch.tv/ParadigmShiftCentral and Mystic Spider-Man on Instagram. Thank you so much. Leave your comments down below. Tag some friends. Share this video. And as always, I love you guys. Woo! All right. Sending much love, much blessings, bonus blessings. Lots of love. All right. See you guys soon. Take it easy. Keep it shifty.